It's the 17th of April and I'm Tom Glasson. Welcome to The Roast. It's the Roast Sommelier.
This is a robust red wine with floral tones.
It smells fantastic. Will I be fired if I drink it?
It is the perfect accompaniment to a grain-fed 10-score Angus Wagyu beef steak or a 10-minute daily satirical show.
Well, that's what this is, but again, job security.
Age 21 years, it is full-flavoured and oaky.
All right, maybe just a sip.
You're fired.
It doesn't count if I didn't imbibe. Tonight on The Roast, Barry O'Farrell resigns as Premier and the ABC secures a deal in China. But first, Mark Humphries has the headlines.
Outgoing Labor Senator Louise Pratt has given a speech blasting her running mate and incoming Senator Joe Bullock. The gloves were off for Miss Pratt, seen here with the gloves on, when she gave this character description of Joe.
Deeply homophobic, anti-choice, disloyal to the very party he has been elected to represent.
Homophobic, anti-choice and disloyal, although Anthony Albanese describes him a little differently.
Well, Joe, of course, is a colourful character.
Colourful indeed, and if we look at the Pantone colour chart, you'll see that colour is indigo jerk, though on the plus side, he'll only be a senator until the year 2020. AC/DC, the iconic Australian rock band where one member doesn't know it's Mufti Day, have ended speculation about their retirement. Despite guitarist Malcolm Young's ill health, lead singer Brian Johnson says a tour could still happen, and the remaining members are getting together to pick up some guitars, have a plonk, and see if anybody has got any tunes or ideas. Yeah, probably best not to tour.
Coming in 2014, Akadaka presents the Anybody Got Any Tunes tour?
AC/DC are of course competing with the Rolling Stones to see who can be the first band to die on stage. A suspicious package has been sent to the office of West Australian Premier Colin Barnett, suggesting that he's finally reached that level of popularity where someone wants to kill him. Congratulations, Colin. But it's lucky you didn't open it because the contents sound pretty dodge. Just ask Acting Inspector Ash Goy.
I can't confirm there was a powder, but there was some substance that could resemble a powder.
And I do believe we have a photo of all the different substances that can resemble powder. It's powder. Only powder can resemble powder. So just to recap, the Premier of New South Wales received a $3,000 bottle of wine. Premier of WA, substance that could resemble a powder. That said, if I were you, Barnett, I'd declare that powder. For The Roast, I'm Mark Humphries.
Thank you, Mark. Well, the New South Wales Liberal Party is reeling after Premier Barry O'Farrell resigned yesterday. The veteran politician and bowling enthusiast denied receiving a $3,000 bottle of wine from lobbyist Nick DiGirolamo during ongoing Independent Commission Against Corruption hearings. But he then stepped down when a handwritten thank you note was presented in evidence. It just goes to show for plausible deniability, you really should develop handwriting that is indistinguishable from Times New Roman. Amazingly, New South Wales's last 4 premiers have not finished a full term, making New South Wales Premier the most dangerous job since 1820's mine canary. And with ICAC prompting a premature end to so many careers in New South Wales politics, maybe the incoming Premier should just save time and get it all over and done with in one move.
Thank you, New South Wales. Let's be number 1 again. I deny all allegations and will tender my resignation immediately.
Tom, if this gift of a bottle of wine was a way to get in the good books of Barry O'Farrell, it was the worst and most unwelcome gift since that giant wooden horse that shat out a bunch of Greeks. For one thing, Barry O'Farrell forgot ever receiving the bottle of wine. 2, it didn't benefit anyone involved, unless you consider losing your job a benefit. And 3, Nick DiGirolamo made the rookie mistake of keeping the thank you note from O'Farrell. Tom, why do the bad guys in Law & Order always get caught?
Because it's a fictional TV series?
Because the bad guys in Law & Order are far too sentimental. They all get busted because they have a secret drawer filled with the left pinky toe of every person they've ever killed. If I've told a lobbyist once, I've told them 1,000,000 times. You can't keep a drawer full of incriminating toes. I don't care how good they smell. That drawer should be reserved for a paper shredder for getting rid of incriminating evidence and a small flamethrower for getting rid of incriminating toes.
Sure.
Everything should be shredded and incinerated.
Oh God.
You don't know what's going to be used as evidence in an inquiry against the New South Wales Premier in 3 years' time?
Probably not my tie, but... Thank you, Nick. Well, it's getting harder and harder for politicians to avoid the ire of ICAC. So what is an honest MP to do? Perhaps they can take inspiration from Russian drivers who've installed dashboard cameras en masse to protect themselves against dodgy claims. But can politicians ever really be sure they are on the right side of the ICAC line? Jazz Twemlow, can they?
They can, but only by reporting all gifts they receive or not accepting any gifts that could incriminate them in the future. If you see Santa Claus, you tell him to f off. That guy's a flying fat gift machine that could cost you your job. But let's focus on Australian politics. This is Macquarie Street, the spiritual home of New South Wales politics. While just around the corner from me is the physical home of New South Wales politics, the offices of the Independent Commission Against Corruption, or ICAC, an acronym that both sounds like a laxative and makes politicians shit themselves. So what should future New South Wales premiers do to ensure they don't accidentally lose their jobs thanks to a seemingly innocent bottle of 55-year-old grapes?
Fruit basket?
Report it.
And these socks.
Yeah, report those two. You see, the answer is to keep one ICAC lawyer constantly in your presence to approve all your actions, decisions, and the gifts you receive. This coffee's from a lobbyist.
Oh!
No, don't touch it. Lobbyists only give gifts because they want something. They might expect a coffee's amount of political favour in return. It's also advised that you install a Russian dashboard cam onto your head to ensure you have a ceaselessly streaming record of your time in the top job. Additionally, just to be safe, become an ascetic monk, shunning all earthly possessions, making you completely incorruptible as you constantly prove your innocence by GoProing only your tattered loin pouch.
What?
Don't complain, it might smell bad, but it's better than shitting yourself in front of ICAC. And that's how you fix politics in New South Wales, Tom. And that or make it illegal for people with lots of money to be close to the people who write our laws.
All right, thank you, Jazz. I don't want this. But enough about Barry O yesterday, because Mike Baird is the new Premier. Baird wasn't O yesterday's choice to succeed him, that was Gladys Berejiklian. But she missed out, with suggestions it was because the Liberals are mindful of the electorate's response to Prime Minister Julia Gillard, New South Wales Premier Christina Keneally, Queensland Premier Anna Bligh, and Tasmanian Premier Lara Giddings, and that they are unlikely to risk promoting a female leader so close to an election. Apparently, because there have been unpopular female leaders, we can never have one again. So I can only assume that because Barry O'Farrell is a man and has been forced out of office by scandal, we'll now have to find a replacement who is neither a woman nor a man. So, in a roast exclusive, I am happy to announce the new leader of New South Wales, Premier Mittens. Now, I think Premier Mittens is going to be great. In fact, I should send him a bottle of catnip to congratulate him. Oh, Premier Mittens, you are incorruptible. We'll be right back.
Thanks, Tom. Hey guys, have you ever lost your job to a cat? What type of cat was it? Do you have any incriminating thank you notes from that cat that you can use against it in a corruption hearing? We'd love to hear about it on Twitter @TheRoastTV or #RoastTV.
We good? Yep. Next up tonight, the Chinese government has granted an unprecedented licence to the ABC to have Australian network content made available to the entire Chinese population, which I think means our ratings just went up by 1 billion and massively increases our chances of winning the People's Republic People's Choice Award, China's most illustrious award that they share with everyone equally. Now, if you're not familiar with the Australian network, which is our international television service, well, here's a clip from the helpful explanatory video from their website. Beaming 24/7 to more than 46 countries, it's our way of letting the rest of the world know Australian television is just one giant spinning selfie. And the roast is no exception. I mean, we had to film our China TV promo just like everyone else.
Alex Lee, Canberra.
I'm not spinning.
Oh, wrong way, I f***ed it.
The Roast. Our show is nothing like this promo. We're usually sitting down.
I am dizzy with excitement and promotional spinning. Now, the deal represents the most extensive access given to any Western broadcaster in China. CNN and the BBC World Service do also have broadcast rights, but they're restricted to just international hotels and diplomatic compounds, otherwise known as the Julian Assange audience model. The announcement comes in the wake of last week's successful broadcast from within China of Q&A, where in China it was rebranded, "You asked too many Qs, no more Qs, you know the A." The deal will also open up the possibility for China to sell content to the ABC, which means we could soon be seeing some of China's top shows like Jin Tai Lang's Happy Life, which is China's 20-something, and Chinese News, which is Australia's Chinese news. But in the same way we import Asian programs and redub them for our own amusement, how do we know Australian content isn't going to be given the same treatment over there?
Come to the stadium to watch accidents. Whoops! Crash bang oopsie, down you go. Jumpy catch your knee and neck. Australian funny laugh time. Hashtag AFL time.
Those Australians are ridiculous. Still, with the deal also enabling Chinese media companies to sell content to the ABC, and the Abbott government having talked about scrapping the ABC's $223 million Australia network, there's a chance the whole thing might fall through and we just end up being replaced by the Chinese version of the roast. So if we...
That's right, Tom. The times, they're changing. Pack your shit. 谢谢你的收看完。